Individualism is what we're talking about this week. If you want to stave off tragedy, if you want to inoculate yourself against tragedy, what you do is you become an individual. You create your identity from your own decisions. You become a cause on the environment, not an effect. Sounds simple, but there's mechanisms to that. We've already gone into the mechanisms on the inside. This is what individualism looks like from the inside. We reconcile our mind and decisions. We bring our emotions, our unconscious latent emotions up and use them in a helpful way, creating positive emotional energy and a strong boundary. But that's what individualism looks like from the inside. This week, we're going to talk about what it looks like from the outside. The first component of individualism is intention. You get an intention going for your life. Now, what's the difference between intention and a goal? No difference. It's the same thing, but psychologists, we don't want to come off as self-helpy because that makes us look lame like Jack Canfield. So we use the word intention. We use pompous words like intention. The idea is you get this down to 33 words. There's a scientific reason for this I'm not going to go into now. 33 words or less. If you can do 15 words, that'd be good. I'd be impressed with 10. I'd be really impressed with 1, especially since intention composes 2 parts. Substance and form. There's another way that you make goals sound more pretentious is you call it intention, then you reference Aristotle. But there's the substance of your intention, an overall direction, then there's a specific area of that substance. So let's take architecture, for example. Architecture could be the substance of your intention, and the form could be bridges, skyscrapers, maybe just designing windows. And you master your intention when you know more about the form than anybody else to ever exist in the history of the world. So you do that by making the form more and more specific, or you learn more. You talk to more people, you study more, whatever it is you need to do. If you don't even know where to get an intention from, just start with an interest. Start with something you're interested in, no big deal, and just follow that, and it'll eventually become an intention with substance and form. Then the next part of individualism is contribution. It's when we take a value that is important to us and infuse it into our intention. We make our intention personal. We make it matter to us. The intention is the what, the contribution is the why. Great example of this is from the Schwarzenegger movie, The Running Man. Arnold plays a cop who's framed for killing all these women and children. He gets arrested. He gets put on this reality show called The Running Man, which is kind of silly because Arnold's clearly flat-footed. Like, dude, you're not going to win a show called The Running Man if you're flat-footed. I mean, you seen that movie? He runs like a haystack. But I guess it's Arnold, so he can do it. But he's on the show called The Running Man, and his intention is just to save his butt. He's going up against Dynamo, the opera singer, and Fireball or Firebolt, Jim Brown. And he just wants to save his own butt and get out of there alive. But then he starts to realize, wait a minute, the government's controlling the media, and part of that is they're controlling this game show, or they're distracting the masses from the real problems with this game show. This isn't about saving me anymore. This is about showing people what who's controlling this game show and how it's not real, how it's all a facade, how it hypnotizes people. Well, we talked about last week. Are you hypnotized by what you see around you? Get a boundary going. To this week though. And then so this taps into his sense of justice. Probably the same sense of justice that had him become a police officer before he was, framed for killing all these people. And that's what a contribution is. It's like a deep-seated why. This matters to me because I'm an architect designing windows, not just because I like windows, maybe that's part of it, but I don't know, like we had family reunions growing up, and we'd always congregate around these really nice windows in my grandfather's house. And so windows, to me, it's not just about making the window look good. It's about connection and family, and all these things are important to me. That's why I'm designing windows. I think there's going to be a lot more gumption in there. You're going to be able to win shows called The Running Man, even though you run like a haystack, and that's contribution. And then the third and final part of individualism is gravitas. Just a cool sounding word. Gravitas. It is when everything in your life feeds your intention, it feeds your contribution, everything that you do. The analogy that I use for this is the Amazon River. Not the biggest river, not the longest river, but it has the most output because all the little Amazon tributaries feed into the main intention, the main contribution that is the Amazon River. So what are we talking about here? Firming up the boundary. Everything that you do in your life feeds your contribution, feeds your intention. How you wake up, how you sleep, the mattresses that you buy. I'm in my bedroom, you guys know, so I'm looking at my mattress here. The pillows that you buy, you know, the plants that you have in your bedroom, the women you date, the women you marry, how you live your life, what you eat. If you're not changing what you eat to feed as a tributary that feeds the main river that is your contribution, then you don't really care. You don't really have an intention going. You sort of do, but you change everything in your life, and again, just firming up the boundary, inoculating you that much more to the hypnotism of reality. I mean, if you don't do that, you're going to turn on a CNN and go, oh, can you believe this? It'll happen naturally when you don't get this going, when you don't get your gravitas, your neutron star of gravitas really in line. This is what we do. This really matters, guys. There is a lot on the line here. Society, you know, we can argue all day. Is it going in a good direction? Is it going in a bad direction? I don't know. I don't really care. The point is, it's different now. We have way fewer constraints. Way fewer constraints than we've had even 100, 150. I mean, religion. Nobody's religious now as they were, you know, 100 years ago, 120 years ago, let alone 500 years ago. People are religious, but it doesn't carry the same weight, doesn't have the same constraint on us. We can't look outside to society or religion or anything else for our structure. Where does this structure come from? From within. It comes from getting this in line, and if we can't get this in line, if we get stuck here, we go to here. You know how we reconcile our mind and our decisions? That's what we're doing here. We're reconciling our introversion, our libido, we could say, directed inward, and our extroversion, our libido directed outward. And what we get from that is centroversion. Jungian word, don't have to remember that. But you do have to remember this. Focus on this, guys. It's about us creating a structure that really matters. And there's lots of things out there that can take you off course. You know that. 50% of them is on the internet. Fix this, and that problem will take care of itself. That's it for this week, guys. Keep meditating on this. We're going to come back next week. Projection, defense mechanisms. We're going to talk about religion and conspiracy theories. Please, I hate doing this because it seems so lame, because I don't think it really works anyways, but like and subscribe, share with your friends. More important than sharing with your friends, talk about what I talk about here with your friends. You can pretend like these ideas are your own. I don't care. Just talk. Just reach out and talk, discuss, and then we get this in line. And keep doing it. Keep meditating on this until you can win a game show called The Running Man, even if you're flat-footed.